Obviously.
Oh, barely. From the excitement to Dallas, being up all night. I guess he was a little excited too, probably to eat more so than the game. I couldn't really sleep, but I probably got 5.5, 6 hours. Going strong though.
With this win, do you feel comfortable now letting Fresno State and being more out there in terms of making a national push for the Heisman Trophy?
No doubt. I think that they do a great job of, they don't want to do it too early or too late, stuff like that. I mean, all that stuff's out of my hands, and they're the best at what they do. Our marketing department, and I let them handle all that. So, to me, I'm all for it because it's great for our program, it's great for recruiting, and all that stuff. So, if it can bring more recruits here and help out this program, I'm all for it.
Derek, are you comfortable in this type of scenario, where they're really pushing you out there on not just, conference level, but, on this national scene, trying to really get you out there?
Oh yeah, well, the thing is, no one puts more pressure on me than myself. The thing that keeps me grounded through all of this is first and foremost my faith. I know who I am as a person. I don't get caught up in the Heisman. I don't get caught up in the BCS bowls. I don't get caught up in that stuff. All I know is whenever we have practice, I need to get better and continue to work hard. And knowing Coach Schramm, he won't let me be comfortable. And knowing myself, I won't let myself. And Coach Druder, they're going to continue to push me. And all we're going to focus on is getting better and what we can correct from the Boise State game and moving forward. And that's what makes all this not easy, but it makes it easy because you don't have to think about that stuff. I just got to worry about continually trying to get better and outworking everybody.
That said, do you think you have a legit shot at least, being a Heisman finalist?
Oh, definitely. I think with RG3 winning it at Baylor, and they were, I think a 9 or 10 win team. I think that helps every, kid in the nation. I think that, if a team goes out there and they play well, and there's a player on that team that they think could win it, I think that RG3 has done a lot, for that because he did it on a 3-loss or 4-loss team. So I think that the whole you have to go undefeated thing is kind of out the door to win it. And going into that year, I'm not sure if Baylor was picked first to come in the Big 12. So I think that I'm happy that he won it, and and Manziel won it as a true freshman, someone that they said that would never be done. Anything is possible, and so all I know is I can't worry about it, but it'd be pretty sweet to bring home Fresno.
Was it everything you dreamed it would be, finally beating Boise State?
Oh yeah, it was. Just the joy, that I had in my heart. The joy on my teammates' faces. How about a guy like Johnny Nort? Guy comes in as a walk-on, earns a scholarship, comes out, makes the biggest play of the night. It's moments like that he'll remember that forever. He'll tell his kids about that. He'll tell his grandkids about that. And that kind of stuff is that stuff is what fires me up. Is seeing the joy on his face, knowing that he made a great play.
Did it feel like you were leaving the Rutgers game last night?
Yes, kind of. It did, huh? Just the ups and downs. Just what kind of roller coaster of a game it was with all the reviews, the fumbles, the not fumbles. Man, what a crazy game. But again, it's a testament to our character as a football team. We always stay together, and even if you lose a game like that, our team is going to stay together, and that's just where we've come. And I can't say that if we lose that game, I'd be happy, but I know that we'd stay together and we'd be ready to play the next week.
Sometimes quarterbacks get dinged for putting up big stats, but kind of people waving it off as just being a product of the offensive system. Do you think your track record, also having put up pretty good numbers in the pro style set, will kind of help solidify that you are a legit candidate?
Yeah, no doubt. I hope that helps. I think in the pro style, we threw for like 3,500 yards, all the play actions and all the checks at the line of scrimmage, all that stuff. So, I think that us being able to do that as a team, my sophomore year will help us because they won't be able to say, it's just a system thing. I think that this system, with all the receivers we have, is great though, because it gets all of them on the field, and we're going to find a mismatch somehow. It's in the end, it's those guys making the plays. You watch Josh Harper go up and catch the ball in the end zone and moss a guy. You watch Devontae Adams beat a guy on a slant, or Isaiah Burris outrun their defense. I got the easy part. I just stand there and throw it to those guys, and you guys want to ask me questions. Those guys have to go get hit and stuff like that. So I think that the system helps, for the number part of it, but that's not what we're about. We just want to win. I tell you right now, if I threw 4 picks last night and we won the game, I wouldn't care. I'd correct the mistakes and I'd take the win.
You see maybe play calling, maybe even playing time, considering your 2 toughest opponents are likely, behind you now. Do you see that at all maybe being altered because now they want you to, be in the Heisman conversation, maybe playing in, sort of on garbage time or racking up stats if you can?
Yeah, I think our coaches are going to do what's best for the team. They're not going to try and win a trophy. They're not going to try and win an award. All we care about here is wins, and I promise you, that's the only thing that I care about is winning. All I care about is my teammates being happy. If we were to lose every game and I was to win a Heisman Trophy at the end of the year, it would mean absolutely nothing to me. I can promise you that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It wouldn't feel right because I'd get this cool trophy and all my teammates are down because we've lost every game. So it wouldn't mean anything to me. So to me, all it is we need to go out here and win some games, and that is our main focus. And if a Heisman Trophy comes along and we win it, I promise you I'll be fired up and get to show Dallas. But it's not the most important thing. We just need to win some games.
One of the memorable quotes that your brother gave 10 plus years ago was, "You don't go to Fresno State to win Heisman trophies." Do you think that maybe some things have changed where perhaps you could win it, or do you feel like it's still quite a big underdog trying to win this?
No, like again I said, when RG3 won it, I don't think anyone picked Baylor to win the Big 12 that year, and have a great year like they did. So, and same thing with Texas A&M. I think teams had them. Some people had them coming in last in the SEC when Manziel came out and won it. So, things like that, I don't think that kind of stuff matters anymore. I think that the way they vote and how many times that our athletic director can get us on ESPN like he has these couple games, all that stuff helps for all that stuff, because people are up on the East Coast watching those games. And so, like I said, we just need to continue winning games, or else none of this talk is going to matter in the end.
Do you have a favorite play from last night?
Yeah, my favorite play was kneeling the ball down at the end. I promise. That was my absolute favorite play. Last week, as I was preparing for this game, I remember praying I just wanted to knee the ball down at the end of the game and just feel that joy. And he didn't let me do it once, we got to do it twice. So I got to feel it 2 times, and just hearing that crowd erupt and seeing my teammates jumping around on the sideline. There's no greater feeling when that kind of stuff happens.
Now that it's over, was there a mental block in beating Boise State for Fresno State players?
Maybe in the past. I can tell you what, this year, there wasn't a change in our preparation. There wasn't a change in our mentality and practice. There wasn't a change in our attitude. Coach DeRuiter has instilled so much confidence in us and in the program and in our systems that we know if we just go out and execute our game plan, don't worry about who we're playing, we'll be just fine. And we've learned that from previous experience, like playing Oregon. The first half, we played like that, tense. The second half, he just told us to trust the game plan, trust what you're doing. We go out there and beat them in the second half. And so we kind of started learning, and coming into this year, guys just, nothing changes. They stay the same, we prepare, and we go out and do our business.
I know you're probably not surprised, but Coach DeRuiter was very emotional afterwards with you on the field. What does that mean? I mean, he's only been here, less than a year and a half, but feels and felt the pain that a lot of Fresno State fans have faced.
Yeah.
Facing Boise State. What does that mean when your coach gets that emotional over a win?
No doubt. He's a bulldog. So when you get in this thing, you can ask anybody. It doesn't matter if you've been here 1 year, if you're a JC transfer, you've been here 2 years, or you're the head coach, you've only been here 2 years. He knows what it means to the city. He knows what it means to the fans. He knows what it means to us players that have been here for 5 years. He knows what it means to the past players that have lost to these guys. And you know, for him, that just tells you what kind of person he is, that he had so much emotion for his team, how much he loves us, that when we finally won, he was crying tears of joy for us. He was so happy for us that I mean, that should tell you a lot about our head man's character, and just what kind of guy he is.
Derek, what do you think it's going to take to pump up the national attention on Fresno State and on yourself?
I was a rec major, so I don't know how to do the marketing stuff. You know, I know how to work with kids. I'm not good with the media stuff. I don't know. You know, we've played on ESPN and had probably two of the best games you'll probably see all college football season. And so, you know, I'm sure that it was replaying already. You know, 3 times last night. I'm sure I watched most of those. You know, correcting my mistakes. But, you know, we've been on ESPN for 2 great games against a Big East champ and a Mountain West Conference champ, a BCS busting team every year. So to come out with 2 wins against them, I think that right there helped us out.
Last time in Hawaii, I'm sure it's a trip you guys as a team. Well, is it a trip you want to forget or want to remember so you don't repeat the mistakes in terms of maybe preparation going into that game?
Yeah, you know, we know how to prepare now. We're more mature as a team, so we know it's a business trip. You know, it's not a kickback. Hey, we're going to Hawaii kind of thing. It's another football game, and these guys are going to come and try and knock our head off. We know from here on out, everybody wants to get after us. You know, every team wants to knock us off. You know, so we have to stay humble. We can't get arrogant and cocky. Maybe like we felt like we should have went out and beat SMU down, and they came out and gave it to us. So we know we need to stay humble, just continue to prepare like we have been, and just keep going. But it's one of those things where you remember what happened, but you know, this is a new team, and this team hasn't played there yet. So it's one of those things.
How was the crowd here last night? I mean, compared to any other game you've been a part of?
How loud were they, right? Gosh, I've been around here a long time, and I don't know if I've heard a crowd that loud. And I mean, I don't know when. Oregon State, you know, 12 years ago, that was insane. Like I tell you guys, I played at Oregon, Nebraska, Wisconsin. Those places are loud. That last night was ridiculous. I couldn't even talk to the guy next to me, and that's a testament to our fans and just how fire they are on the community is for Bulldog football right now.
Did you talk to your brother David regarding the boys game and his Heisman campaign?
We've talked about things like that, and the best advice that he gives me always is you're going to get praised, you're going to get criticized, ignore both. Just go out and continue to prepare, continue to get better, and all of that stuff will take care of itself. There's nothing in your hands that you can control except your effort and your attitude. So just go out there and prepare as hard as you can, and don't worry about that stuff because it'll all take care of itself if it's meant to be.
Because do you think he was a part of it, but social media wasn't what it is today back in 2001? That'll help you because a lot of people felt he should have at least been a finalist?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm one of those. I remember getting on a show on the news down here, you know, just mad that he wasn't even there. And it's so funny looking back at that, but I think that social media definitely helps. You know, with, you know, I mean, all those guys, Kirk Herbstreit, all those guys tweeting and all that stuff. I mean, all that stuff helps our program. I mean, that stuff's great for our program because everyone in the nation knows who those guys are. And if they're listening to them talk about Fresno State football, then it means something. So I think that just like what you said with social media, I think it all helps.
I talked to you in the beginning of the season and you said, I want to leave my legacy here, and that starts by winning football games. Could you have written a better script so far up to this point? I know it's not done, but
right.
So far.
No. Of course, we would want to, you know, score 70 points and the other team would score 0 every time, but it wouldn't be as fun that way. You know, it wouldn't be as enjoyable, I guess. You know, it would just, I think we'd get too overconfident, and we know how we're. I mean, we're 2-3 points away from being 1-2, and we're having different conversations right now. You know, not about Heisman talks and all that stuff. So we know what we need to do, but like you said, I don't think anyone could have written it this good. This one feels pretty good.